Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, nestled among towering mountains and lush greenery, there lived a young man named Marco. At just 24 years old, Marco's mind was a storm. His thoughts swirled endlessly like ocean waves, sometimes haunted by regrets from the past, and other times overwhelmed by worries about the future. This constant turmoil had stolen his happiness. He couldn't find peace, and his nights were restless, filled with sleeplessness. His days were no better, each one heavier than the last. One day, as Marco walked through the bustling village market, he overheard a conversation. People were talking about a small, hidden village beyond the mountains, where an old, wise man lived. It was said that this man had once been a renowned psychologist in the city, helping countless people find peace. But now, he had left the chaos of the city to live simply in nature. The villagers spoke of how he still helped those who sought peace, offering guidance for those in need. Hearing this, Marco felt a flicker of hope. Maybe this wise man can help me find the peace I've been searching for, he thought. Without hesitation, Marco decided to begin a long and difficult journey, one that would lead him to the small village hidden beyond the mountains. After days of travel, Marco finally reached the village. He saw a small house, covered in vines, nestled at the edge of the forest. On the porch sat an old man with eyes closed, radiating such tranquility that it seemed like the chaos of the world could never touch him. Marco approached the old man and spoke softly. "Grandfather, my mind is restless. My thoughts never stop, and I'm always overwhelmed by worry. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man opened his eyes. His gaze was calm, his presence soothing. With a gentle smile, he said, "You seek peace. Come, I have a small task for you." He filled a glass with water all the way to the brim, so full that even the slightest movement would make it spill. Handing the glass to Marco, he said, "Walk to the edge of the village and return. But remember, do not spill a single drop." Marco was surprised but accepted the challenge, understanding that the task held a lesson for him. He began walking slowly, carefully balancing the glass. The road was narrow and filled with distractions, children laughing and playing, shopkeepers calling out to customers, and dogs barking nearby. But Marco did not look around. His eyes remained fixed solely on the glass of water. With each step, he moved with utmost care, determined not to spill a drop. The villagers watched curiously, but no one interrupted him. They knew he was learning something important. After what seemed like an eternity, Marco returned to the old man and said with pride, "Grandfather, I did it. Not a single drop spilled." The old man nodded and then asked, "That's good. But tell me, did you see the children playing? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised. "No, I didn't see or hear anything. My focus was only on the glass." The old man smiled, his eyes twinkling with understanding. "That is the secret, Marco. When your mind stays focused on the present moment, there is no room for fear, no space for confusion, no unnecessary thoughts. In that moment, you were completely calm because you were present. You were not lost in the past, nor were you fearful of the future. You were simply here." In this very moment, Marco's eyes opened wide. As realization dawned on him, he understood now. True peace is not something we find in the outside world. It is already within us. All we need to do is anchor ourselves in the present.
Bowing his head, Marco whispered, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must stay in this very moment. Only then will true peace come." The old man smiled deeply, and as the sun began to set, birds returned to their nests, and the day grew quiet. Marco began his journey home, but this time he was no longer the same restless young man. He had discovered the secret to stillness. Peace had finally found a home within him.